Welcome, my beautiful friends. Today I want to talk to you about something so deeply important: how you see yourself. The way you view yourself shapes every single aspect of your life. If you carry thoughts of doubt, criticism, or self-judgment, that energy is reflected back into your life experience. But here's the truth: you are the creator of your self-image. You have the power to change how you see yourself at any moment, and in doing so, you change your entire world. The way we perceive ourselves is one of the most powerful forces in shaping our lives. Every thought, every belief, and every feeling we hold about ourselves sends out a signal that the universe mirrors back to us. Often we underestimate just how much control we have over this perception. The truth is, we are the creators of our self-image, and we have the power to shape it in ways that transform not only our inner world, but also our outer reality. Most of us move through life holding onto images of ourselves that were created long ago. These images might have been shaped by our upbringing, societal expectations, or the opinions of others. They might reflect moments of hurt, disappointment, or even failure, leading us to believe that we are limited or not enough. But none of this is set in stone. Our self-image is not a static thing, but rather something dynamic that we can reshape, recreate, and renew at any time. To begin this transformation, it's essential to realize that our self-image is entirely within our control. It's not something that others dictate or impose on us unless we allow them to. Our minds are incredibly powerful tools, constantly absorbing and responding to the thoughts we feed them. If you tell yourself every day that you are inadequate, that you are unworthy of love, or that you will never achieve your dreams, then that becomes the reality your mind accepts and creates. On the other hand, if you begin to consciously tell yourself a new story, one of self-love, self-worth, and limitless possibility, your mind will begin to accept this new narrative and shift your self-perception accordingly. Creating a new self-image begins with awareness. We must first become aware of the thoughts and beliefs we currently hold about ourselves. These beliefs often reside in our subconscious, formed so long ago that they feel like undeniable truths. For example, you might believe that you're not good enough to pursue your dream career because as a child you were told you didn't have the talent or skills. Or perhaps you feel unworthy of love because you were once rejected or hurt in a relationship, and that pain convinced you that something must be wrong with you. These are not facts, they are stories we've internalized. The beautiful thing about stories is that they can be rewritten. To start rewriting your story, ask yourself, what do I believe about myself? Write these beliefs down. Don't judge them, just observe. Once you have them in front of you, you might be surprised to see how harshly you've been treating yourself. Next, ask yourself, where did these beliefs come from? Often you'll find that they were not even yours to begin with. Perhaps they were passed down from a parent who had their own insecurities, or they were the result of one painful experience that you allowed to define you. The key here is to recognize that just because you believe something for a long time doesn't mean it's true, or that you must continue to believe it. Now comes the powerful part: you get to decide what you want to believe about yourself. You are the creator of your self-image, and this is where your personal power lies. Take a moment to visualize the version of yourself that you desire to be. What does this person believe about themselves? Do they walk with confidence? Do they trust their abilities? Do they embrace their worth without question? This version of you already exists. It's just waiting for you to bring it to life through the thoughts and beliefs you choose to focus on. One of the most effective ways to reinforce a new self-image is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive, present tense statements that declare who you are and what you believe to be true about yourself. They help to rewire your subconscious mind, replacing old, limiting beliefs with empowering ones. For instance, if you've always believed that you're not good enough, you can begin affirming, "I am enough just as I am," or "I am worthy of all good things." At first, these affirmations may feel uncomfortable or even untrue, but with repetition, they begin to sink into your consciousness. Over time, they reshape the way you see yourself, creating a new narrative that supports your growth and happiness. Another important aspect of changing your self-image is the energy you bring to your thoughts and beliefs. When you think negatively about yourself, that energy drags you down. It creates a heavy, constricting feeling that blocks the flow of love, success, and abundance into your life. But when you choose thoughts of self-love and acceptance, your energy shifts. You begin to feel lighter, freer, and more open to the possibilities around you. This shift in energy is what attracts new opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your higher self. It's also essential to surround yourself with people who reflect the positive image you are creating for yourself. If you continue to engage with individuals who reinforce your old negative self-image, it will be harder to make lasting changes. Instead, seek out relationships that uplift you, that remind you of your worth, and that encourage you to grow into the person you are becoming. You deserve to be in an environment where you feel supported, valued, and loved. As you begin to change the way you see yourself, be gentle with the process. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and there will be moments when old beliefs try to resurface. When this happens, don't be discouraged. Simply acknowledge the old thought, thank it for whatever role it played in your life, and gently release it. Then replace it with a new, empowering thought. Over time, these new thoughts will take root, and your self-image will blossom into one that reflects your true beauty, strength, and potential. Remember, my dear, you are the creator of your self-image. You hold the power to shape how you see yourself, and in doing so, you shape your entire life. You are worthy of love, success, and joy, just as you are. All you need to do is believe it. Letting go of old, limiting beliefs is one of the most transformative things we can do for ourselves. These beliefs often serve as invisible barriers that keep us from living fully, experiencing joy, and embracing our true potential. They are like weights that hold us down, keeping us from soaring into the lives we are truly meant to live. But these beliefs are not facts, they are just stories we have told ourselves for years. Once we realize that we are not bound by them, we gain the freedom to release them and step into a new version of ourselves. From the time we are young, we are like sponges absorbing everything we hear, see, and experience. Our beliefs about ourselves are often shaped by those closest to us, our parents, teachers, peers, and society. Sometimes these beliefs are positive and supportive, helping us grow into confident, loving individuals. But many times the beliefs we absorb are limiting and based on the fears, insecurities, or unresolved issues of others. As children, we don't have the ability to question these beliefs, so we accept them as truth. For instance, a child might hear a parent say, "You're so clumsy," or "You'll never be as smart as your brother." These seemingly small statements can have a lasting impact, planting seeds of self-doubt that grow into limiting beliefs. Over time, the child begins to internalize these messages, forming a self-image based on them. "I am clumsy," or "I'm not smart enough," becomes the lens through which they view themselves in the world. This belief may follow them into adulthood, affecting their confidence, relationships, and ability to pursue their goals. The key to releasing these old beliefs is first to recognize them. Often, limiting beliefs operate just below the surface of our awareness, influencing our thoughts and behaviors without us even realizing it. They become so ingrained that we mistake them for truths, thinking, "This is just who I am," but if we look closely, we can begin to see the patterns these beliefs create in our lives. Do you find yourself constantly doubting your abilities or shying away from opportunities? Do you feel unworthy of love or success? These are often signs that you are operating under limiting beliefs. Once you've identified these beliefs, it's important to trace them back to their origins. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Was it something someone told you? Was it a conclusion you drew from a difficult experience? Recognizing the source of the belief helps to loosen its grip on you, because you realize that it's not something inherent about you, it's something you picked up along the way. And just as you picked it up, you can also let it go. One of the most powerful tools for releasing limiting beliefs is forgiveness. This includes forgiving the people or circumstances that may have contributed to the formation of these beliefs, as well as forgiving yourself for holding on to them for so long. Forgiveness doesn't mean that what happened was okay, but it does mean that you are no longer willing to carry the burden of that experience. By forgiving, you release the emotional charge that keeps the belief alive. You allow yourself to move forward, free from the weight of the past. Another step in releasing limiting beliefs is challenging their validity. Just because you've believed something for a long time doesn't make it true. Start questioning the belief. Ask yourself, is this really true? For example, if you believe I'm not good enough, ask yourself, where's the evidence for that? Is it possible that I'm more capable than I think? Often, when we examine our limiting beliefs under the light of truth, they begin to crumble. We start to see that these beliefs were never based on reality, but on fear or misunderstanding. In place of these old beliefs, you can consciously choose new, empowering beliefs. This is where the power of affirmations comes in. Affirmations are positive statements that help reprogram your mind to think in new ways. If you've always believed I'm not good enough, you can begin to affirm I am worthy of love and success, or I am capable and deserving. At first, these new beliefs might feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. But with time and repetition, they begin to sink in, replacing the old beliefs with new ones that support your growth and well-being. Releasing old, limiting beliefs also requires a shift in mindset. Many of us hold on to our beliefs because they feel familiar, even if they are painful. We get used to the story they tell us about ourselves, and letting go can feel like stepping into the unknown. But I want you to know that the unknown is where your freedom lies. When you release the beliefs that no longer serve you, you create space for new possibilities to enter your life. You open yourself up to new ways of thinking, feeling, and being that are aligned with your true self. As you let go of limiting beliefs, it's important to be patient and compassionate with yourself. These beliefs didn't form overnight, and they won't disappear overnight either. You may find that certain beliefs resurface from time to time, especially during moments of stress or challenge. When this happens, don't be discouraged. Simply acknowledge the belief, thank it for whatever role it played in your life, and gently release it again. With each release, you'll find that the belief loses its power over you, and you become more aligned with your true self. One of the most beautiful aspects of releasing limiting beliefs is the freedom it brings. When you no longer operate under the weight of false stories, you are free to create a life that reflects your true potential. You are free to pursue your dreams, knowing that you are capable and deserving. You are free to love and be loved, knowing that you are worthy. You are free to experience life with joy and gratitude, knowing that you are enough just as you are. In this process of letting go, remember that you are not alone. We all carry limiting beliefs to some extent, and we are all on a journey of releasing them. It's a process of unlearning, of peeling back the layers to reveal the truth of who we are. And the truth is this: you are whole, complete, and perfect just as you are. The old beliefs that told you otherwise were never the truth. As you release them, you come back to the essence of your being, a being of infinite worth, love, and potential. So, my dear, take a deep breath and let go. Release the old stories that no longer define you. Step into the freedom of your true self. Embrace the limitless possibilities that await you, and know that you are worthy of all the love, joy, and success that life has to offer. The time to release is now, and the power to do so lies within you. Self-love is the foundation upon which all personal growth, healing, and true fulfillment are built. It is not selfish or arrogant, rather it is a deep, unwavering appreciation for oneself that allows us to live authentically and fully. When we embrace self-love as our foundation, we begin to see ourselves not through the lens of our past mistakes or perceived flaws, but through the eyes of compassion, acceptance, and respect. This shift in perspective transforms the way we move through the world and opens the door to a life filled with peace, happiness, and abundance. For many of us, the idea of self-love can feel foreign or even uncomfortable. We've been conditioned to believe that loving ourselves is indulgent or conceited, and that our worth is tied to how much we give to others or how perfectly we conform to external expectations. But the truth is, without a solid foundation of self-love, we struggle to give fully to others or to live in alignment with our true purpose. Self-love is the starting point for everything we desire in life: happiness, success, fulfilling relationships, and inner peace. The first step in embracing self-love is recognizing that you are deserving of love simply because you exist. You don't need to earn love by achieving certain goals, looking a certain way, or being perfect. So many of us tie our sense of worth to external factors: our job, our appearance, our relationships, and as a result, we become trapped in a never-ending cycle of striving for validation. But the truth is, your worth is inherent. It doesn't depend on your accomplishments or the approval of others. You are worthy of love and respect just as you are, right in this moment. One of the most important practices in embracing self-love is letting go of self-judgment. We are often our own harshest critics, constantly finding fault in ourselves and focusing on what we believe to be our weaknesses or shortcomings. This judgment keeps us in a place of low self-esteem, where we feel inadequate and undeserving of happiness. But true self-love requires that we release this self-criticism and instead approach ourselves with kindness and understanding. Imagine how you would speak to a dear friend who is struggling or feeling down. You wouldn't harshly criticize them or point out all their flaws. Instead, you would offer support, encouragement, and unconditional love. That's how we must learn to speak to ourselves. Self-compassion is a powerful antidote to self-judgment. It involves treating ourselves with the same gentleness and care that we would extend to someone we love. This means acknowledging our imperfections and mistakes without letting them define us. It means understanding that we are all human, and being human means we will sometimes fall short, make errors, or have moments of doubt. Rather than punishing ourselves for these moments, we can choose to be compassionate and remind ourselves that we are doing the best we can. In this space of compassion, we can begin to heal and grow. Another essential aspect of self-love is setting boundaries. Loving yourself means recognizing that your time, energy, and well-being are valuable, and that it's okay to say no to things that drain you or don't serve your highest good. For many of us, especially those who are natural caregivers or people pleasers, it can feel difficult to set boundaries because we worry about disappointing others or being perceived as selfish. But without boundaries, we end up overextending ourselves, becoming resentful, and neglecting our own needs. Self-love empowers us to say no when necessary and to prioritize our own well-being without guilt. It allows us to give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Embracing self-love also involves taking care of our physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. This means nurturing ourselves in every way, eating nourishing foods, getting enough rest, and engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. It's about creating a life that feels aligned with our values and desires rather than one that is dictated by external pressures or societal expectations. When we take care of ourselves, we are sending a powerful message to the universe: I am worthy of love, care, and attention. This creates a ripple effect that enhances every aspect of our lives, attracting more love, success, and positive experiences. One of the most transformative practices for cultivating self-love is the use of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that reinforce self-love, self-worth, and self-acceptance. When we repeat affirmations regularly, they begin to reprogram our subconscious mind, replacing negative, limiting beliefs with empowering, loving ones. For example, you can start each day by looking in the mirror and saying, I love and accept myself just as I am. Or I am worthy of love and respect at first. These statements might feel uncomfortable or even untrue, especially if you have spent years feeling inadequate. But with consistency, affirmations begin to sink in and shift the way you see yourself. Over time, they help you build a deep sense of self-love that becomes unshakable. It's also important to recognize that self-love is not a destination, it's an ongoing practice. There will be days when self-love comes easily and days when it feels more difficult. On those difficult days, it's important to be gentle with yourself and to remind yourself that you are still worthy of love, even when you're not feeling your best. Self-love isn't about being perfect, it's about being kind to yourself in every moment, regardless of how successful or productive you are. It's about showing up for yourself with love and compassion, even when things don't go as planned. As you embrace self-love as your foundation, you'll begin to notice profound changes in your life. You'll find that you are more resilient in the face of challenges because your sense of worth is no longer tied to external outcomes. You'll attract healthier, more fulfilling relationships because you are no longer seeking validation from others. You already know that you are worthy of love. You'll feel more confident and empowered to pursue your dreams because you believe in your own abilities and potential. Ultimately, self-love is the foundation for living a life that is true to who you are. It allows you to move through the world with confidence, grace, and authenticity, knowing that you are enough just as you are. When you love yourself fully, you create a life that reflects your deepest desires and values, a life filled with joy, purpose, and meaning. And perhaps most importantly, self-love enables you to give and receive love freely, creating deeper connections with others and with the world around you. So embrace self-love as your foundation and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Speaking the truth of who you are is one of the most liberating and powerful acts of self-expression. It's about shedding the masks, dropping the pretense, and allowing your authentic self to shine through. So often we hide parts of ourselves, our dreams, our feelings, our true nature out of fear of judgment, rejection, or not being accepted. But when we silence who we truly are, we diminish our light, and we hold ourselves back from experiencing the fullness of life. Speaking the truth of who you are is an act of courage and love, both for yourself and the world around you. From a young age, many of us are taught to fit into certain molds, whether it's through family expectations, societal norms, or the influence of peers. We learn to play roles that may not fully reflect our true selves. Over time, we can become so accustomed to these roles that we forget who we really are. We may conform to what others expect of us, suppress our true desires, or hide our vulnerabilities. This disconnect from our authentic selves creates inner tension and unhappiness. We feel a sense of dissatisfaction, a lack of fulfillment, because deep down, we know that we are not living in alignment with who we truly are. The truth of who you are goes beyond your roles, titles, or external achievements. It is not defined by what you do for a living, what others think of you, or even how successful you are in society's eyes. The truth of who you are lies in your essence, your core, the unique soul that you carry within you. It's the part of you that dreams, that loves, that yearns for meaning and connection. It's your true nature, untainted by the expectations or opinions of others. When you speak from this place of truth, you tap into your deepest sense of self, and you connect with the world in a way that is real and authentic. Speaking the truth of who you are requires vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, but in reality, it is a profound strength. To be vulnerable means to show up as your true self without hiding behind a mask of perfection or pretense. It means allowing yourself to be seen, flaws and all, and trusting that you are enough just as you are. When you speak your truth, you open yourself up to the possibility of being misunderstood or rejected, but you also open yourself up to the possibility of deep connection and love. People are drawn to authenticity. When you are true to yourself, you give others permission to be true to themselves as well. One of the greatest barriers to speaking your truth is fear of not being accepted, fear of being judged, fear of standing out or going against the grain. These fears often stem from childhood experiences or societal conditioning where we were taught to conform, to be good to fit in. Over time, these fears can become internalized, leading us to believe that it's safer to hide who we really are. But the truth is, living inauthentically only creates more pain in the long run. When we suppress our true selves, we experience inner conflict, stress, and a sense of disconnect from our own lives. The very things we fear, rejection, judgment, are often the result of living a life that is not aligned with our truth. To overcome these fears, it's important to cultivate self-awareness. Begin by asking yourself, who am I really? Strip away the roles, the expectations, and the external definitions, and explore the essence of who you are. What are your true passions? What makes you come alive? What values are most important to you? What dreams have you pushed aside in favor of fitting in or pleasing others? Take time to reflect on these questions and allow yourself to be honest about the answers, even if they challenge the way you've been living. As you connect with your authentic self, you'll begin to see where you have been holding back. You may realize that you've been suppressing certain feelings, desires, or aspects of your personality because you feared how others would react. Maybe you've been playing small, downplaying your talents or ambitions because you didn't want to appear boastful or arrogant, or perhaps you've been hiding your vulnerabilities, pretending to be strong and capable when deep down you've been longing for support and connection. Whatever it is, recognize that these parts of yourself deserve to be acknowledged and expressed. They are part of who you are, and they are worthy of being seen and heard. Speaking your truth doesn't mean being confrontational or forceful. It's not about imposing your views on others or seeking validation for your beliefs. Rather, it's about being honest with yourself and others in a way that is compassionate and respectful. It's about sharing your thoughts, feelings, and desires from a place of authenticity without the need for approval or acceptance from others. When you speak your truth, you are not seeking to change others or gain their approval. You are simply honoring your own voice. One of the most powerful ways to practice speaking your truth is by setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your energy and ensuring that your needs are met. Many of us struggle with boundaries because we fear that saying no or asserting our needs will lead to conflict or rejection. But setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and self-love. It's about acknowledging that your time, energy, and well-being are valuable and that you have the right to protect them. When you speak your truth through setting boundaries, you are creating a space in which you can thrive, free from the pressures or demands of others. As you begin to live in alignment with your truth, you'll notice a profound shift in your life. You'll feel more empowered, more confident, and more at peace with yourself. The need for external validation will fade, and you'll find that you are more resilient in the face of challenges because you are anchored in your own truth. Relationships will deepen as people are drawn to your authenticity and honesty. And most importantly, you'll experience a greater sense of freedom to be yourself, to pursue your dreams, and to live a life that feels true to you. Speaking the truth of who you are is a lifelong practice. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a commitment to self-discovery. But the rewards are immeasurable. When you live in alignment with your truth, you experience life with greater joy, purpose, and fulfillment. You no longer feel the need to hide, to conform, or to shrink yourself to fit into others' expectations. Instead, you stand tall in the fullness of who you are, knowing that you are enough just as you are. You are worthy of being seen, heard, and loved for the beautiful, unique soul that you are. Practicing forgiveness is one of the most profound and healing gifts you can give to yourself. Forgiveness is not about condoning hurtful behavior or forgetting the pain you've endured. It's about releasing the emotional weight that burdens your heart and keeps you tethered to the past. When you hold on to resentment, anger, or pain, it acts as a barrier that blocks you from fully experiencing joy, love, and peace. By forgiving, you allow yourself to heal, to move forward, and to reclaim your power. Forgiveness is an act of self-love and liberation, setting you free from the chains of emotional suffering. But many of us misunderstand forgiveness, believing that it is something we do for others, that by forgiving, we are somehow letting them off the hook or minimizing the impact of their actions. But forgiveness is not about them, it's about you. It's about freeing your heart from the toxic energy of resentment and bitterness that can fester over time. Holding on to anger or pain doesn't change what happened, nor does it punish the person who hurt you. Instead, it keeps you trapped in the emotional aftermath of the hurt, preventing you from moving forward with your life. In truth, forgiveness is an act of self-healing, one that allows you to reclaim your inner peace and emotional well-being. The first step in practicing forgiveness is recognizing the impact that holding on to resentment has on you. Often when we have been hurt or wronged, we feel justified in our anger. We replay the event in our minds, reliving the pain and reinforcing our sense of injustice. This can create a cycle of negativity, where the anger and hurt become part of our identity. We may think I was betrayed, I was mistreated, and use that as a reason to protect ourselves or to keep others at a distance. But in reality, holding on to this pain only keeps us stuck. The person who hurt us may no longer be in our lives, or they may not even be aware of the depth of our suffering. Yet, we continue to carry the emotional baggage, allowing it to affect our present and future. Forgiveness begins with a choice. It's a conscious decision to let go of the anger, pain, and resentment that have taken up residence in your heart. This choice doesn't mean that the hurt didn't happen or that it wasn't significant. It simply means that you are no longer willing to allow that hurt to define you or to control your emotions. By choosing forgiveness, you are reclaiming your power. You are saying, I will not allow this pain to dictate my happiness or my future. Forgiveness is not something that happens overnight, it's a process that may take time. But with each step you take, you move closer to healing and freedom. One of the most powerful tools in the forgiveness process is compassion. Compassion allows you to see the situation from a higher perspective, to understand that the person who hurt you may have been acting out of their own pain, fear, or ignorance. This doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps you to recognize that they too are human and capable of making mistakes. We all have moments where we act out of fear, insecurity, or a lack of awareness. By extending compassion to the person who hurt you, you create space for understanding and empathy. You realize that holding on to anger only continues the cycle of pain. Self-compassion is also a critical part of the forgiveness process. Often when we are hurt, we blame ourselves, thinking that we should have seen it coming, that we were foolish for trusting, or that we somehow deserved the mistreatment. This self-blame can be just as damaging as the hurt itself. Forgiving yourself is an essential part of healing. Acknowledge that you did the best you could with the information and awareness you had at the time. Be gentle with yourself and understand that no one is perfect. We all make mistakes, and part of the human experience is learning and growing through those mistakes. It's important to note that forgiveness does not always mean reconciliation. In some cases, the person who hurt you may not be safe to be around, or they may not have changed their behavior. Forgiving someone doesn't mean that you have to welcome them back into your life or that you have to maintain a relationship with them. Forgiveness is about releasing the emotional burden, not necessarily rebuilding a connection. You can forgive someone and still set healthy boundaries to protect yourself from further harm. The practice of forgiveness is deeply personal, and everyone's journey will look different. Some people may find it helpful to write a letter to the person who hurt them, expressing their feelings and releasing the pain. Others may prefer to meditate, focusing on releasing negative emotions and inviting peace into their hearts. You might also find healing through creative outlets like journaling, art, or movement. Whatever method resonates with you, remember that forgiveness is a process, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. One of the most beautiful aspects of forgiveness is the space it creates for new experiences, relationships, and opportunities. When your heart is no longer weighed down by anger and resentment, you open yourself up to greater joy, love, and connection. You are able to see the world with fresh eyes, no longer viewing life through the lens of past pain. You become more present, more open, and more receptive to the blessings that surround you. Forgiveness allows you to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind, free to create the life you truly desire. Forgiveness also has profound physical, emotional, and mental benefits. Studies have shown that people who practice forgiveness experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression. Holding on to anger and resentment can take a toll on your health, leading to increased tension, sleeplessness, and even physical ailments. When you forgive, you release the negative energy that has been stored in your body, allowing it to relax and heal. Emotionally, forgiveness brings a sense of relief and peace as the weight of the past is lifted from your shoulders. Mentally, forgiveness clears away the clutter of negative thoughts, freeing up space for positive, empowering beliefs. Ultimately, forgiveness is an act of liberation. It frees you from the prison of the past and allows you to step fully into the present. It empowers you to reclaim your life and your happiness, independent of what others have done to you. By practicing forgiveness, you honor your own worth and well-being, acknowledging that you deserve to live with peace in your heart. You take back your power, no longer allowing past pain to control your emotions, decisions, or future. In this way, forgiveness becomes a path to healing, to self-love, and to personal freedom. Forgiveness is not always easy, but it is always worth it. It is a practice that allows you to heal your heart and to create space for love, joy, and peace in your life. By letting go of the past, you open yourself up to the limitless possibilities of the future. You give yourself permission to move forward, unburdened by the weight of old wounds. And in doing so, you step into the fullness of who you are, a person who is capable of great love, compassion, and resilience. Visualizing the best version of yourself is one of the most powerful tools you can use to create lasting transformation in your life. This process is not about escaping reality or living in a fantasy. Rather, it is about tapping into the power of your mind to guide you toward the life you truly desire. When you visualize the best version of yourself, you are engaging your subconscious mind, creating a clear picture of what is possible, and aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that vision. Visualization is a practice that can help you manifest your goals, change limiting beliefs, and develop the confidence and motivation to become the person you are meant to be. The first step in visualizing the best version of yourself is to get clear about what that means to you. The best version of yourself is unique and personal. There is no one-size-fits-all definition. It's not about being perfect, living up to society's standards, or comparing yourself to others. Instead, it's about embodying the qualities, values, and strengths that feel most aligned with who you are at your core. It's about stepping into the most authentic, empowered, and fulfilled version of yourself. Take some time to reflect on what the best version of you looks like. What are your core values? What are your passions and strengths? How do you feel when you are living in alignment with your true self? Once you have a sense of the qualities you want to embody, begin to create a vivid mental image of this version of yourself. Visualization works best when it is rich in detail, so don't be afraid to be specific. Imagine yourself waking up each day feeling confident, energized, and at peace. Picture yourself moving through the world with a sense of purpose and clarity, engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. See yourself interacting with others in a way that feels authentic, compassionate, and connected. How do you carry yourself? What does your body language look like? What do you spend your time doing? The more specific and detailed your vision, the more powerful the effect it will have on your subconscious mind. As you visualize this best version of yourself, pay attention to the feelings that arise. Visualization is not just about seeing an image in your mind, it's about feeling the emotions that come with that image. How does it feel to be this version of yourself? Are you filled with a sense of confidence, joy, and peace? Do you feel empowered and capable of handling life's challenges? By tapping into these emotions, you create a strong, energetic connection to your vision. Your subconscious mind responds to feelings, and when you consistently feel the emotions associated with your vision, you begin to attract the experiences, people, and opportunities that align with that energy. One of the key benefits of visualization is that it helps reprogram your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is responsible for much of our behavior, and it is shaped by our beliefs and experiences. If you have spent years telling yourself that you are not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough, those limiting beliefs will continue to influence your actions and decisions. Visualization allows you to override those old, disempowering beliefs by replacing them with new, empowering ones. When you consistently visualize yourself as confident, successful, and capable, your subconscious mind begins to accept this as your new reality. Over time, this shift in belief leads to a shift in behavior. You begin to take actions that are aligned with the best version of yourself. Visualization also strengthens your ability to focus on your goals. When you have a clear picture of what you want to achieve and who you want to become, it becomes easier to stay focused and motivated, even in the face of challenges. Life is full of distractions and obstacles, and it's easy to get off track if you don't have a clear vision guiding you. Visualization acts as a compass, keeping you aligned with your desired outcome. When you consistently visualize your ideal self, you reinforce your commitment to your goals and you become more resilient in the face of setbacks. Another powerful aspect of visualization is that it activates the law of attraction. According to the law of attraction, like attracts like, meaning that the energy you put out into the world is what you attract back into your life. When you consistently visualize and feel the emotions associated with the best version of yourself, you are sending out a powerful energetic signal to the universe. This signal attracts experiences, people, and opportunities that are aligned with your vision. You begin to notice synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and positive changes in your life that support your journey toward becoming your best self. It's important to remember that visualization is not just about imagining your future self, it's also about taking inspired action. Visualization works best when it is combined with real-world actions that move you toward your goals. As you visualize the best version of yourself, think about the steps you can take in your daily life to bring that vision to fruition. What habits or behaviors would this version of yourself have? What goals would they be working toward? By aligning your actions with your vision, you create momentum and start building the life you desire. Visualization gives you the motivation and clarity to take these steps, but it's up to you to follow through. Consistency is key when it comes to visualization. The more frequently you practice it, the more deeply it becomes ingrained in your subconscious mind. Make visualization a daily practice, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. You might choose to visualize in the morning to set a positive tone for the day ahead, or at night before bed to reinforce your goals while your subconscious mind processes during sleep. The important thing is to be consistent and to fully immerse yourself in the process each time. The more you do this, the more your subconscious mind will begin to accept your vision as your reality, and you will start to notice real changes in your thoughts, behaviors, and experiences. As you practice visualization, it's also important to remain patient and compassionate with yourself. Transformation doesn't happen overnight, and there may be times when you feel stuck or discouraged. But remember that every small step you take is bringing you closer to your desired outcome. Trust in the process and in your own ability to create the life you want. Visualization is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic wand. It requires commitment, persistence, and faith in yourself. Trust that the universe is working in your favor, and that by visualizing the best version of yourself, you are setting powerful forces into motion that will help you achieve your dreams. Ultimately, visualizing the best version of yourself is an act of self-love and empowerment. It's a way of saying, I believe in my potential, and I am worthy of living a life that reflects who I truly am. By engaging in this practice, you are taking responsibility for your own happiness and well-being. You are stepping into your power and acknowledging that you have the ability to create the life you desire. And as you continue to visualize and take action, you will begin to see that the best version of yourself is not some distant, unattainable goal. It's a reflection of the truth of who you are, waiting to be fully realized.